Hello and welcome, one and all, to Week 2 of the GRLCS Fall 2021 split with Sentinel Division of Platinum Capped. I am General Vici here with co-caster Bignona as we get to our first game of the day between Ergatum and Dunzers on blue and red side, respectively.
Yeah, here for playing for Ergatum, we got L-Dragon in the top lane on Gnar, Apache Helicopter rocking the Jarvan jungle, Dope Nuker on Orianna mid, Dario Lipa, and got Heme 1106 on Vayne and Thresh in the bot lane.
Meanwhile, for Dunzers on the red team is AGR multi-rush with Ornn in the top lane, Krims playing Nocturne in the jungle, Dawn Zero with Jhin mid, Kang is coming on Ziggs bot, and AGR Rava with Leona support.
A nice little invade coming here from the side of Ergatum as they spot out Ziggs and go for aggressive flash. Ooh, flash for flash, not bad honestly for the side of Ergatum. That's going to be a lot of pressure on the Ziggs, who is only rocking teleport. If they do manage to follow that up with a Jarvan gank, Ziggs is only out as the little satchel charge, but the pressure from like a lantern with the Thresh Jarvan combo is honestly really high. So that's going to definitely taper out how far they can push forward in lane phase. And it's like that'll be a pretty nice camp from Apache, hopefully, that we get to see to punish that.
Yeah. And even before jungle, you just have to think about the lane itself, because Thresh is probably the best level 2 support in the game, just in terms of all-in and pressure. And Ziggs went tier for his starting item to get that stacking faster, and has TP no heal. So he is actually super squishy if they really want to try and go for the all-in. Fortunately, Leona, of course, is no slouch either, just locking down Vayne to prevent follow-up if possible, but it is something to be very careful about. Even though you can just throw bombs at the minion wave, so that is one way to completely survive it.
I do have to wonder how the pick ban went, because of the fact that we end up with Jhin mid and Ziggs ADC. Like I know Ziggs can be swapped over to ADC, but like I'm pretty sure Jhin does fine into Vayne, like as far as being able to pressure her, and Ziggs does fine into Orianna. That as far as trading that now. Bot lane going to be heading 2 here soon. Maybe going to look for some aggressive action as they're 2 minions away, and they do appear to have the push onto Ziggs.
Yeah, I do wonder a bit about just how things go. I do know from experience that Jhin is pretty weak into Vayne once Vayne hits
trading.
6 and just gets all in you. Yeah, this is some very aggressive stuff with both having a potential AGR multi-rush with the grass procs. Does the flash, but a little bit early, couldn't get the damage. Probably want to wait until your Q is back up. It's a pretty short cooldown for the Ornn, but does trade flashes and get lane pressure, which will force out the TP from Gnar. Fortunately for L-Dragon, the Nocturne started top side, so he won't be at risk of just dying as soon as he TP's back. And now multi-rush is the one in trouble with Jarvan coming up as he tried to get the wave in. Should have E as the dash, but no, just instead goes down. First blood for Apache Helicopter.
Nice. Well, you know, action on the complete opposite side of the map as I was expecting. You know, to their credit, bot lane of Dunzers did, you know, fall pretty far back in order to avoid getting level 2'd. But nice opportunistic gank there from Apache Helicopter as we see a nice gank occurring. Hook out.
Yeah, and now it's Thresh is the one with no flash as Krims goes in the bot lane. Nice flash stun, nice satchel. Fear Tether as well on Godhim, and that indeed Dunzers do as he goes down to even up the scoreboard.
Well, how the turns table, it's actually the flashless Thresh that gets punished there. So, nice pickup from Krims, pre-6. Nocturne always goes a long way. Getting those, I'm not sure if he's running the red tree secondary, but if he is, getting those ultimate stacks sooner is always preferred, right? That's like a good amount of time shaved off your first and second ultimates.
Yeah, it should
He's
be.
back up to the dragon.
Yeah, and I do just want to point out Crim's pathing because it is a really interesting one. From what I can tell, he skipped red buff as multi-rush is probably just dead here. Dragon is going to get the stun. One more auto with the advantage as I guess multi-rush didn't use TP, so he is item down and goes down. But Crim's with skipping his red buff and just doing all the camps except for it on his way down, getting the gank, then going back up, still has both buffs up and is actually really far behind in CS compared to the Jarvan. I believe 3 camps total down. We'll have a bit more to clear, of course, but it is putting an even bigger swing in the gold lead.
Yeah, and honestly, more importantly, he's falling behind in XP, which is gonna hurt later. Like, that's a good kill to pick up. But yeah, falling behind so that your 6 doesn't come online, usually around that 7.5 minutes for Nocturne is ideal. But falling behind that, your curve definitely starts going back. We see flashes are back up for Thresh soon.
Yeah, Ziggs is now going to try and get back to the satchel. Does manage to do so, but now Rava's the one who's going to be eating a bunch of Vayne damage. As even with your W up as Leona, Vayne doesn't care about resistances. So nice little chunk there to give them a bit more lane pressure. Thresh roaming up to get some vision. And with this kind of pressure, it's probably possible for Jarvan to do Dragon after he clears his top side. Just nice easy pathing on the way down. Might be able to get it as mid-wave clear is also probably a bit better.
Yeah, absolutely. Mid lane, we haven't seen much action. Both laners are pretty much same on farm. A lot of mana coming out for Dope Nuker to be able to push. I don't really know a lot of Orianna's breakpoints, but I'd assume that if she's doing this, it's because Jarvan's going to be hogging blue buffs, and that just allows her to match the Jin's push. She has like effectively three mana items before she built any AP, so that's a lot. I think.
Yeah, we'll let you keep somewhat pressure on the Jhin, which is an interesting matchup to me as a former Jhin main. I also believe Orianna has the lowest base armor in the game, so that might be part of the reason why they swapped it out to have Jhin mid and Ziggs bot. Of course, you do have to worry about top lane as he is going to hit Mega here. Doesn't really look for the oldest. Meanwhile, bot Kang is coming. I'm assuming just got collapsed on by the Jarvan. He's going to go down. Hook lands as well onto Rava, who is going to try and E
Really
away.
nice buffer on her E.
Yeah, manages to avoid the flay and is going to walk out with a 1 kill advantage and probably Dragon going over to Urgata.
Yeah. Now, it is worth noting, Ziggs' flash did come back up, but it was just a really nice, what looked like a really nice CC chain there from the side of Urgata to lock him down. Last chapter is going to be finished up, so it should just be like mindlessly pushing, but since we do know like the Earth Dragon is going to go away, it's going to be some nice resists for the side of, especially Gnar. Gnar just relies so much on stacking HP that Earth Dragon goes a pretty long way in helping him frontline against the Jhin and the Ziggs.
Yeah, meanwhile the fight's going to break out after the Dragon spawns. Does hook on Donzero. He is 6, is going to be flashing away, but the Vayne is chasing, looking for the damage. No one able to peel away from him. Daria Lipa does manage to finish him off with the extra shot. Now going forward on Crims, who's trying to run away. Will manage to get back under tower, but Vayne's going to flash forward. Nice death sentence from Godhim with the long range hook and manages to pick him off for a double kill.
They are cornered here, but they have the threat of the damage in order to chase them off, I suppose. And they're just going to go ahead and escape through the tower, pick up the play, and be happy with the play, I suppose.
Yeah, and something interesting I just looked at is it looks like Daria Lipa is another really nice hook. Not sure how he got around the minions. That was a weird interaction, but yeah, Daria Lipa actually looks like he's going for the Wits End rush, and I know that I believe it was last patch where they changed it to where it was way weaker on early levels to try and dissuade that. Isn't a Ziggs, of course, so that MR is nice, and like Ornalt on top is also magic damage. So we'll be able to do that. Does still have to worry about the Nocturne's physical, but I'm not sure how worth it is with the nerfs to the early magic damage.
Yeah,
Might still
I'm
be
gonna
better
be
off
honest.
going for shield bow.
It seems like it seems like it'd be really low. Like you're not surviving a lot of the Nocturne dive damage, so we'll see if Crimson is able to pull off dives because like that's the lowest damage Vayne build you can have to survive a Nocturne dive, and like you said, the shield bow would provide like survivability against both the Nocturne and any incoming Ziggs or Ornn damage that she's gonna get across. Because like I guess like the threat of a Leona ult layered with a Ziggs ult is definitely like getting one shot in lane without that MR, so maybe that's something to take into consideration. But we'll see how he plays it, because like he'll spike a little bit weaker, but with this lead it might not matter.
Yeah, and I do like tank build in this sort of circumstance where you're up against Ziggs, Jhin, Nocturne, Ornn, Leona as well, who just all get to throw their ults on you. So being able to survive that, you do enough damage anyways, Vayne with percent max HP true damage. So that'll probably, I do like the build choice, just a bit of a question because you can also sustain through stuff with shield bow a bit better, getting poked out by all the bombs that Ziggs gets to throw at you. Does as well have Thresh to peel form, so it's not the biggest deal for Nocturne if he had some other support who wasn't able to just lantern him out or flame away with slows and then Vayne Condemned to keep him safe from Nocturne. So he'll probably be safe in that respect as well, as we do have Nocturne potentially hovering for an ult, but doesn't
Yeah,
look
he's
like
looking.
Urgotum are giving the
We
opportunity.
don't know when we're gonna be hitting 6 on Leona here, probably soon. So that's probably what they're playing for. They're looking for that, but the wave's gonna push out without Leona hitting 6. It's gonna be a difficult play to set up. Even then, even if you just solar flare a Vayne, she's got a pretty easy tumble out, and then the Thresh Lantern's always difficult to get that combo going with.
Yes,
Ooh,
meanwhile,
nice.
that's going to be a death sentence out of the satchel. Kang is coming, not timing quite correctly. Jarvan's going to dunk him down, put him in the cage, but now is drawing Aggro, so it will force him to flash away. Stuck in it, Rava will take an extra true shot proc, but too close to tower, so that will end up just being a 1-kill favor for Urgotum.
Just a beautiful death sentence right there from Gaheen. That's pretty clean. That's the type of stuff you want to see whenever you're playing against these champs with like slide dashes, like hooking on a Trist or hooking on a Ziggs satchel. That's value. That's why you picked Thresh. So really nice to see that happen. In the top lane, Multi-Rush has been stuck under his tower for a while now. Another death sentence.
Another hook skill lane. Does manage to get the stun under the wall too, but that's a stun lock CC under tower. Bit too aggro from Dario Lipa, trying to get the extra damage with the Condemn. And you might have a null magic mantle, but that doesn't stop the tower's physical damage, so he will go down for a nice pickup for Dunzers.
Yeah, just a little bit of Vayne spotting going on there. Not sure how many points that one was worth. I didn't quite catch if she popped Final Hour for that. I think she did. It's on cooldown. So
I don't think so.
At least.
I'm pretty sure that was just normal.
Got it. Okay,
without
so
cooldown
that's only
in
4
the
points,
gank.
right? Tumble forward and then under tower gets you seed. 1v2, so that's 4 points. Last time I checked. Nice
as
Ornn Horn.
Meanwhile, we do have Nocturne coming up top looking for it, but Jarvan's there as well, so we'll get the flash from Multi-Rush. Dragon is going to flash as well. Now he's very close to hitting Mega, but will be fear tethered. Manages to get the stun off in time. Now here comes Dope Nuker with the shockwave, with the shield to keep Eldragon alive. 2 kills top for Urgotum.
Yeah, some nice value out of that Phage and Grass procs, and just to buy enough time to hit that Mega. Eldragon coming out pretty happy off that. Now he's 2-0-2 on the Gnar, and the nice counter gank there from Apache Helicopter to make sure that Crims's Nocturne doesn't end up having too much impact. So like the entire top side, that's gonna be, the top tower. Herald is still up, so they're gonna probably be able to do some pressure. Granted, both mid towers have taken relatively minor damage, but as we see, pretty close for there. Get that.
Still burning a little bit. Doesn't look like it, but they might
Solar
look for
flares
Dario
up.
Leap as well. Thresh is hanging around for laner, but that means he might be the one who gets engaged on. Is going to go for the Vayne, misses the stun, tumbles away, and does manage to get out cleanly. Feel like they might have been able to look for like flash ults onto Thresh.
Yeah, honestly, with the flash, you can just like flash on the Vayne and just ult the Thresh. Yeah, I feel like there's a play that could have been made there, but I think they'll settle for the tower damage. Ziggs, proccing that passive, getting some nice tower plates. Now this is an isolated Vayne with a Nocturne standing idle by. Okay,
there goes
she
the
have mana
flash
for
forward
tumble?
from Rava, is going to manage to sidestep it. Now here comes the double TPs. Eldragon and Dope Nuker in the bot lane. Still is only 3v4, so there is actually a pretty good opportunity to turn this, but they are running. They do not want to deal with Eldragon. Here they're just baiting him forward. There comes the TP from the Ornn coming in top. Eldragon will manage to pick up the laner who wasn't quite able to go down, but here come the Jhin Sots. Satchel knocks him away, but still gets it, but that's another nice hook from the Thresh onto the Jhin. Ace looking him down, root over the wall, lands onto Dope Nuker, so Nocturne's going to follow up, pick him off under tower, but now he's taking aggro. Eldragon jumping forward. Crims is very much isolated, very much alone, is very much stunned, and very much dead. As now they are looking for the Thresh, who is going to land another hook, but you do have to watch out for Jhin. He has Dark Harvest. Gnar just now turning many. Multi-Rush misses the knockup, but are both quite low. Jhin full HP, might try and look for something once the minion wave crashes. Gnar ult as well, so he's going to be, or Ornn ult as well, he's going to be able to throw it up. Nice aim, is going to pick it up. Double kill for Dawn Zero, and a shutdown on top.
Yeah, honestly, some nice teamwork there on the side of Donzer's able to pick up all those kills, but meanwhile, Patchy's just pushing mid with the Herald. And that's a lot of plays for the Jarvan. Jarvan's going to be absolutely massive. Now, Dragon is up, and pretty much both teams have to reset here. Patchy's trying to boom, because I guess he spent all his mana pushing the waves, trying to get the tower. He's going to get picked here.
Yeah, is going to get picked off, stayed a bit too long trying to escort the Herald in. And that's just an interesting play for me because it was 3v4 and Urgatum were full on chasing, looking for the kills while they knew Ornn TP was up as well since Gnar had used his. So they were definitely looking for that. They were buying time for Jarvan in the mid to get full tower with the Herald plus all the plates. So I am curious on who eventually comes out ahead on that one, just in gold and like all the sums and fighting that went on, because it feels like one side could have probably played safer.
Yeah, the tower being down mid is actually it's relatively huge, right? Because the Jhin and the Ziggs really rely on that in order to have safety. So there's like that's you're not going to quantitatively be able to measure how much that's worth. But the Infernal Dragon for the side of Jhin and Ziggs is pretty nice because that's a lot of extra firepower. Both of those champs have pretty nice ratios in their kit in order to take advantage of that bonus AD and AP that Infernal Dragon gives. As we see another attempt at this bot lane tower with Nocturne standing by. An aggressive dive forward there from Thresh as he steps up. But that's nothing much is going to come from that as the Paranoia is on cooldown and Leon is not in position to get any of the combo down.
But now Apache Helicopter stepping a bit too far forward. There's Nocturnal going to follow down. Root misses from the Deadly Flourish, but he has absolutely nowhere to go. Thresh isn't going to step up and give his own life over, and that is death from greed for a pink ward from Apache Helicopter.
He did raise his vision score though, so that is
True.
worth noting that the entire side of Urgatum now has double-digit vision score scores. So that's a little bit of a worth. Kane is coming still with the 6 on Ziggs.
Yeah, it still has a bit low, but Crims is ahead of Apache Helicopter, so looking personally as we get an all-in in the bot lane. That's a ton of damage. That's just one shot, but now you have to watch out for the Vayne. She has Final Hour as well, looking for Kang's coming. Condemn the Leona away, and it is going to be able to finish off under tower. Now Rava is trying to turn it a bit, but you do not
no
win
damage.
that. As meanwhile, on the top lane, here comes the one on top. Misses both sides of it, I think, as well as all of the Jhin ults. Deadly Flourish sidestepped as well. Eldragon dodging absolutely everything, but is still stuck in a 3v1. Knockup as well misses, and now you have to be really careful. Is going to go forward with the stun and the boulder. Now he'll be able to get another one onto Donzero, trying to kite away, but now the damage is going down. Force shot will be up in a second. Crit instead, doesn't even need it, as Apache Helicopter is looking down from its rush. Nice combo with the flash, but that puts him on the blast cone, now knocking him over, so he and Crims are in a 2v1 with Donzero in the area, trying to finish off just in time. There is the Deadly Flourish trap, as well as the force shot for Donzero to come out ahead with the 2 kills.
I'm gonna be honest, that was a nice flash combo from Apache. I'm just not sure how worth it is to go for like the 0-3 Ornn flash like commit kill. Like I honestly wish that they'd be trying to combo the Ori Jarvan combo more, right? Like on a Donzero, right? He is flashless, but I mean that is a kill conversion, and some Eldragon did put down some hard work for some of those, and he managed to get away with barely any HP. So, well,
Yeah,
Dragon's going to be here spawning in 2 minutes, and so hopefully, I'm pretty sure Cataclysm and all the ults will be back up for all of that. We see some vision control trying to get down from Dope Nuker here, so that'll be like the next interesting. It is an air map, and pretty much both sides really rely on a lot of that ultimate cooldown reduction. So it'll be interesting to see which one's able to stack up those air trades. That'll be a pretty massive advantage this game.
Yeah, but it does also illustrate that it was 2 for 2 with a 3v1 top lane starting it. From Dunzers, Urgatum just have such a big lead on Eldragon, who played it very, very well, that you're never winning like the 1v1 top is, or ever since that first gank shut him down, so that is going to be a big pressure point for them. And if you take 3 and still only barely manage to pick him off, then that's a pretty worrying sign. But now Donzero is alone, no flash, tries to get forced out, gets hit by the knock-up anyway, as Dope Nuker is going to get ulted by Ziggs, and now it's Jarvan versus him. Does manage to finish him off barely, but now he's in there with no flash, no ult, going up against Crims, who's going forward. But now Eldragon shows up flash away from Godheem, who will manage to get away, and it does overall end up being only a 1-for-1.
Yeah, 1-for-1 didn't really get to catch to see how Dope Nuker died. He just kind of died without getting his shockwave off, or maybe it was still on cooldown. Dragon coming up in a minute. I'm not sure if the Cataclysm will be up. I know it's a relatively short cooldown because he's got Gordrick completed the cooldown on that's pretty nice.
Yeah,
And then
it's
it'll just
already
be
almost half finished.
yeah.
It's gonna be up in time.
I hope we'll also get to have Paranoia up because like that was a lot of ultimate cooldowns blown right before Dragon's gonna be spawning. So maybe they'll have like a small window of opportunity where Cataclysm will be up. I know the box for Thresh won't be up for that fight, and so a lot less peeling available. Now Wits End is done. Gonna be almost working on ADC item mythic to be determined coming off that Noon Quiver. We don't really know. Maybe the shield bow. I do think that the shield bow is ideal here. Um,
Yeah, I would agree.
and then Flash is up for Don Zero, so the Cataclysm's a little bit less of a threat for him this fight, as he's
Yeah.
able to slip out. Probably, hopefully, not get Gnar comboed, not get Ori comboed, not get Jarvan comboed. Pretty sure it's just trying to find that clean engage, or Gotham's just gotta find it. We do see the Flag and Drag already committed onto the air drake, so that's gonna be a nice little cooldown. Ooh, nice
Yeah, but
opening
here
here.
comes the Ornhorn. Is going to get an uppercut. Ziggs ults on top as well, hits 3, and the Jin Slash are coming through. That's a big crit, though, onto Orion, who goes in and still managed to get Shockwave, so that's going to be an immediate double kill on the top side of the map of Dunzer's. Eldragon flashes forward, but he doesn't have his ult, so he's just going to go down immediately. 4-shot, but Vayne is still alive, still getting off true damage. Stunned up by the Leona, really well done. Dunzero trying to kite away from the Thresh, as Apache Helicopter is going to push up. Kang is coming. No one is able to kill Dario Lupa in the end. Apache Helicopter is going to go forward, jumped away from, and the 4-shot from Dunzero is going to be able to go forward. Dario Lupa flashes forward onto the Jin trap, so is going to be slowed. Now Tumbling Corbett can get it. Tarada's going to go forward. That's a stun into the shutdown, and that's way too big a chase from Urgotum. They had the advantage, 3 for 2 chasing down, but instead gave it over. Triple kill for Donzero and an ace for Dunzers.
Now, all those cooldowns blown on the front line of the side of Donzers there gave Donzero so much space to work with, and a really nice flash there. And I just loved the Apache dying and giving that little deadly flourish, little lotus for Jin to that trap activating on both Dario Lupa and Gahim was pretty funny to watch. As we see, he's now 8-2-3 with a 250 gold shutdown. Now the air drake did go on the side of Urgotum, so they'll have that advantage that we were talking about of the ultimate cooldowns coming up sooner and sooner. And if we keep seeing such high like LPL action fighting from both sides, we're gonna probably edge out on advantage using that Cloud Dragon cooldowns that we were talking about. Black Cleaver completed for L Dragon. I don't remember what the exact threshold is for Gnar, but I know it's possible to get 2 ultimates on Gnar if you optimize for CDR correctly with air drakes, because it gets to be such a low cooldown later as we see the
Yeah,
Paranoia
but meanwhile,
drop down.
mid lane, there is going to be a Leona ult and Nocturnal on top, just too far from Dario Lupa. He used all his sums. So now on the bot lane, Eldragon still has an R, so he's going to throw Kang's coming, but misses the wall, misses the boulder as well. So now he's going to kite away in mini, as there's really nowhere for him to go, as the bomb is going to miss, but you have Nocturne walking over. He's going to be able to make it in time. Dragon spotted out by the ward. Nice bomb from Kang. He's going to finish him off, as now they're still pushing forward from Urgotum. Genel's going to go down on Apache Helicopter. No follow-up, don't want to commit the Ornal, so that is going to the end of the play with 2 kills for Donzers.
Yeah, and you can really see the difference in how much item like efficiency mates, right? So for Sunder, Black Cleaver, Gnar, he actually struggles a little bit in killing Ziggs compared to just the raw percent damage that Liandry's is providing is completely shredding through Gnar, as he has minimal MR and he's got quite a lot of HP. Kane was able to get some pretty sick damage there and able to get L Dragon there just on the side lane. A nice little satchel turret there for Kane.
Yeah, and another thing to look at is that the CS between Multi-Rush and Eldragon has actually shrunk a lot. It was, I believe, like 40 or 50 or something, now down to only 20. Darling for Donzero does have Gale Force down, but nice juke on the Death Sentence. And just going back to that, that means that the farm has been optimized better for Dunzers. Once you get that kind of CS lead for a Gnar who is better in the 1v1, it's extremely hard for an Ornn to like keep caught up with it as well if he has to keep grouping for team. As Eldragon looks like he's probably going to be dead again. So there's the Ornn under tower. 4v1 is going to try and jump forward, but knocked up. Will manage to Gnar scoop away, but no stun. Really nothing else to do. Kang's coming. Will take a couple of tower shots and get low, but finish him off. As meanwhile, Urgotum are on the Baron. No one in position, but you do have to watch out for Jinl, which is on cooldown. So there's actually not a lot he can do to stop other than walk in. And Vayne, I feel like, just ults and turns on him if he does. And he's just going to walk into a distance and said, will go down with the Cataclysm. Finished off, but do still have Paranoia, so could look for the re-engage. TP on Ziggs as well to come in. There's the Paranoid, doesn't have any vision to get in the pit though, so will go down. Death Sentence lands as well. Isn't able to spell shield in time. He will just get finished off. Darya manages to make it 20 for 20 in kill score, and Baron over to Urgatum.
A really nice Baron call on the counter to the 4-man dive there on the side of Donzers. So I really like that Baron call, and then we are seeing Dario Lupa is going for the shield bow this game. Now that Baron is going to provide a lot of pressure onto this Ziggs. Ziggs' worst fear is the enemy team getting Baron and him being unable to clear waves. So nice little condemn there.
Yeah, and multi-rush is a bit too far forward, just stunned up into the wall, couldn't defend 2v4. His bomb goes on top, didn't hit anyone, as we know, because Riot Observer does not track ultimates that are thrown and don't hit anything. So we'll go down, managed to pick up free kill on Ornn with Dragons spawning right before he respawns, no TP. So there will be positioning for Dunzers as Urgatum will have to walk into them. Maybe be able to go on to Dope. Nuker is going to throw out the ult. Jin has the Deadly Flourish, is going to force a flash away. But it is still a 4v5 as everyone comes back. Ultimates look like they're all off cooldown. Not quite sure if you can contest this.
Yes, with Solar Flare and Ziggs Bomb being down, that's a lot of pressure taken off the backline of Urgatum as they step forward. The Magnar wearing off though. They do still have the Cataclysm Shockwave combo available, but everyone's health bar is pretty full. This gen ult's not that big of a threat.
Yeah, are just going to finish off the Dragon pretty quick and easy. Does get a lot of damage onto Godhim. Crims is looking at him aggressively. Deadly Flourish is well blocked by Eldragon. So do get a white, do get to Soul Point for Urgatum. They do still have a bit of time with Baron buff, probably only 1 or 2 waves. Don't think you get through Ziggs. So I think that there won't be much pressure with that. But it did get them enough golden XP plus the free kills for 5k gold lead. As with GA, not too worried about Apache Helicopter. He has the Bruiser Jungler's dream of Gordranker Sterix GA, so he's not dying anytime soon, as it will look like Baron Push is done, and we are going to reset to a neutral map state.
Yeah, this is my favorite Jarvan build as far as like being able to build damage and still be a super tanky frontline threat. Apache was kind of getting caught out earlier in the game, but maybe we'll go for another one as he did.
Yeah.
No, he managed just to slip out here just fine. Good for Apache.
Yeah, nice flag and drag buffer gets away from Deadly Flourish. No CC, just opportunistic look for a pick, and it does mean that there might be a bit of extra Baron pressure on this top tower. Everyone going bot, you can just send 4, push top. So we'll get an extra tower off that. I think they'll be in time to defend the next one. But that's just the price of a failed play on the bot side. You do lose topside pressure when there's already 4 there, and just another tower in about 5.5k gold lead now for Urgatum.
Yeah, pretty big gold swing there for Urgatum during that Baron. That was pretty value Baron power play. We do see that the Baron spawn timer is going to be 3 minutes, which means that Baron's going to be wearing off on the last few members of the side of Urgatum. And then it's just going to be a nice little neutral state where they've got a lot of tower advantages. Oh, Meganar looking for something, but Blast coned away, kind of funny. We'd also see trinkets, orange trinkets coming out on the side on Dawn Zero, which I do like it on him. He's been kind of gliding around in these fights, sidestepping things, and just those extra stats are going to be nice for laying some damage down. I do think he's playing pretty smooth in these team fights, maneuvering around the Orianna ults, the Gnar ults, and the Jarvan ults the best. Hopefully the next one either goes on King or Crimson. We'll see who's better friends with multi-rush.
Yeah, and I do want to kind of draw attention to item builds just at the moment. Of course, like split push Gnar, tank thing. Jarvan though is item and a half ahead, as they are going to get a pick on Thresh. Looking for Godhim is almost certainly dead. Don't think you can want to step up as Vayne is now the Nocturne ult's coming on top. And the Ornn ult as well for the knockup. Already down for Condemn. Fear Tether just barely flashed away from him. Now going to go back forward. 4-man Jarvan ult, but he is alone and Ornn is able to break the wall. Ziggs tags Darylipa on the backside, but no damage follow-up. GA is popped, but TPs are coming in. There's the knockback from the Ziggs, but Eldragon is now Mega, is going to look for multi-rush. Throws him into the wall, does get the summit. Here comes Dawn Zero. He is the strong man. Flashes forward with the force shot, but doesn't do almost any damage to the package G helicopter. There's ult on top from the Orianna. Now Dawn charging forward right into a double knockup. Apache Helicopter doing some work. Triple kill for Darylipa on the cleanup. Now only the Ziggs left alive, who may be able to wave clear, but has to do it alone.
Yeah, we were complimenting Dawn Zero's ability to sidestep all of that, but over the wall, Apache's able to find a really nice one, as well as that 4-man ultimate and that GA. You just see all that, like, even though those aren't traditional tank items, you're just able to see the power of the Bruiser build to front line effectively as you see another dive.
Yeah, and I mean, Kang is coming. You had to know that was going to happen. But I mean, well, Tower Shot actually takes out the Vayne, and with the Landry's burn, that is going to finish him off, and a double kill for Krims. And just a bit of an overstep from Regatta does mean some kills go back to Donzers as Dragon spawning in a minute.
Yeah, a little bit of a comical tower dive. The Zanya's was up for Kangas coming, able to buy some time, and he's got that percent HP Ziggs shred build. You like to see that, especially against the health stackers. Kind of that 2.5 frontline, tainty frontline on the side of Donzers, versus the health stackers on L Dragon specifically and Apache Helicopter. Not really rocking too much MR, so that percent HP is really doing work.
Yeah, Lost Vision of Krims doesn't have a blue trinket on Nocturne, so able to walk out from Nuker. And going back to before what I was saying with the items, I do think there's some misoptimizations from Dunzers, just from their 2 carries with the Rapid Fire on Jhin, especially Demonic Embrace on Ziggs. I think Demonic Embrace is personally an awful item on all but like 2 champions who are like Mordekaiser and other like melee AP bruisers.
Singed,
As a
probably
range
Singed.
threat, it's so bad. Just in terms of what it offers compared to others. Maybe you want the resistances for the Jarvan dive, but on the whole, I think you could do better with like a Void Staff or something else to actually try and get the Vayne down. As well for the rapid fire from Jhin, I think you want something just to get through the front line before Vayne gets through yours. Rapid fire good from poking one ahead, but when from behind, it's pretty bad as they are getting a catch now. As you go into Dragon, onto God, here comes the Jhin ult, is going to land the first shot. Next, walked away from Redemption to keep him relatively healthy. And we'll get some damage on him, but use the Jhin ult for it. Paranoia coming out now. Ziggs ult thrown out, doesn't really get a lot, but Ornal will land onto 2. Now Rabbit chasing really far forward, going deep, doesn't have anyone to follow up on it. As now goes the Jarvan combo with the Shockwave. Rabbit will go down to Apache Helicopter. Donzero hitting in the back line, but can't quite get through the Jarvan yet. Dragon getting really roll is secured by Apache Helicopter. Is going to be Soul Point. Are able to clean up on the rest of the fight as well. No threat onto Dario Lipa means he is able to chase down. Jhin cannot do enough to survive against 5, and it does look like Urgatum are running down the mid lane with the ace to finish off the game.
Honestly, you're having a nice time on Jarvan when as you're ulting in and you're able to find those, 3-man Jarvan Cataclysm, your health bar just continues to go up in a fight. It's honestly, it's a testament of how well they're able to get that turn. A failed engage on the side of Donzers into a re-engage from Apache as they're able to, finish out this game. Honestly, even though he had some, getting picked here or there, Apache, had a pretty good game. He kind of directed it in the way he wanted to. Kudos to that guy for carrying that for a nice little win for Urgatum.
Yep, I do think that Urgatum just did a better job of picking their fights and going in at the right time. Some nice mechanical plays as well. That will secure the first win for them of the second week of Sentinel Platinum Division. We do have 2 more games coming up. Next one will be Glacial Mingles by Bro Gaming. We will take a break to get that set up, so don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to GRLCS Fall 2021, Week 2 of the Sentinel Platinum Division. We are getting right back into it with Glacial Mangoes versus Deadbro Gaming, blue versus red team. On the blue side with Glacial Mangoes is TJ Lanier with the Nasus top, Adam Suki with Echo in the jungle, Rally playing Silas mid, and Chandler Clark and Gabe Kochki with Caitlyn Morgana bot.
Now on the side of Deadbro Gaming, we got Kyovu on the Camille top, Duddy Brains on Volibear, Hanaho playing Cassiopeia, Kulu, and Airtone playing Trist, Alistar in the bot lane as we see a nice little 5-man stack here from Glacial Mingos. Walking forward with the Nasus may potentially debate. Morgana, isn't far enough forward to land a Dark Binding off that bait, but I like the spirit that TJ Lanier is putting out there. That's the type of stuff I want to see when it comes to taking advantage of those 5-man stacks.
Yeah, I didn't realize that you could do that with that skin on Nasus with the anti-moonwalk of instead of backward, you're just going forwards without moving your feet. So I guess Segway walking, is that a way to call it? But that was pretty fun to
Some
watch.
legendary status stuff.
Don't know if Anho got like a mana flow stack. I can't see a secondary tree to make it completely worth it. Also went Dorn's Ring instead of Tier. I'm not quite sure on which one's better for mid cast. And Silas says you do want some HP to survive potential gank or all in, but I also think stacking Tier early and giving you a bit more lane pressure can be nice. So not quite sure which is the right option there. As we do get started off with both junglers starting bot side, gonna be walking up top, probably wanting to punish the flashless Nasus, if I had to guess, with double flash on Volibear, Camille, and Echo wanting to try and save him from that.
Absolutely. It'll be interesting to see if TJ Lanier does push out earlier, if he just, stands back and okay, he's gonna be standing back and hitting the speakers there in order to take advantage. He's spellbook Nasus, so that just tells you he's not gonna be looking to trade. He's just looking to vibe, just looking to farm up. Oh, nice little smash there from Airtom and a nice little headshot there from Chandler Clark as the bot lanes are trading back to each other. The Nasus is interesting in 5s, right? Because he's just looking to chill, farm up, and then eventually hit a point where he's able to absolutely smash Kyovu in the side lane, where anytime that Camille looks to fight him, it's Wither, and then he just lays down a bunch of siphoning strikes that have been charged up from lane phase. We see this super defensive start with the Cloth Armor, 4 pots, and a Biscuit. And then, like we said, that spellbook is going to turn into combat sums to defensively or offensively lay some damage later on in the game.
Yeah, as meanwhile, Rally's able to get a really nice trade on Hanaho. Forces his flash as he was out of mana. Rally a bit low as well, but could get the Conqueror autos, which do stack up pretty nicely. As meanwhile, here's the gang we were talking about earlier with the Volibear running up. Is going to flash knock up. There's the hook shot as well. Gets a bit more. First blood for... How do you even say that? Kovu. Yes, I misread the K and the C. But Kovu managing to get first blood in the matchup.
Yeah, Kyovu honestly doing some nice reading that Nasus wants to get, pushed in there. Actually manages to keep the wave pretty much dead even and sets up that gank. And I really like Duddy Brains, committing the flash to make sure that gank happens to properly punish. Ghost was burned, but if you're CC'd for the whole time, Ghost is completely useless for running away. So
yeah,
some nice layering of CC there in order to get that kill and get that Camille snowball going. We see a nice little early Sheen pickup from Camille. It's going to increase her bonus damage on a little bit. It gets converted to true damage early, which will be really useful for breaking through the bonus resist Nasus gets level 6. And so we'll also see if they look to push to regank it, because the way they left the wave, that wave's just going to get longer and longer for Nasus, who now doesn't have a defensive summoner to run away from that gank. So we'll see how that goes.
yeah.
Mid lane, the flash is burnt. We saw the TP also committed mid lane to reset that lane state, and there's the tier that we were talking about. I think if you have to do it in the exact order that it just happened, I think it's fine, right? If he had gotten tier and then had to come back with only a Doran's ring, then it's probably a little bit less optimal. So I think there's certain ways to force that reset timer, but
as
surely
while we
everything.
get a fight top lane, looking forward, does still have flash as DJ Laner trying to bait for Adam Suki, but then Adam Suki saw a Volibear there, so just decided, no, you're probably dead for this. We definitely can't win a 2v2 when it's Sheen versus Cloth Armors, and just pick up the kill. Fortunately for TJ Laner, something I was wanting to mention is that he actually walked back to lane after dying level 2. With Ghost down, he saved his TP, so now at least with the follow-up def, he will be able to catch the wave. instead of losing everything. Not sure how many minions he missed from having to walk back and whether it's worth it or not, but it's still nice. Unfortunately, though, his lane is basically done, and like even once he hits 6, as long as Kobu plays a little bit respectively, there's just a lot of pressure that's going to be headed TJ Lanier's
Yeah.
way.
Kyova's honestly in like a perfect spot to take over this game. We see some nice aggression coming out from Chandler Clark and Gabe Kochki as these dark bindings land, and they're able to bully Air Tom pretty much out of lane, even though he's turning it into a roam. Looking to maybe bail out Hanaho in this mid lane a little bit. But now Kulu completely under tower, alone and afraid, as they start chipping down those tower plates. Chandler Clark and uh, Gabe Kochki. We saw the mid lane gank not really turn into something. Question mark being dropped as Airtom is mid. A little bit of confusion there coming out of rally. Dark Binding goes wide.
Nice sidestep. Yeah, and
Pretty
it
cool.
is like almost impossible to play this lane as the Trist Alistair Kate Morg, very well known for lane bullying. Really nothing you can do in that sort of thing. You go forward, you just get black shielded, bound in front, Caitlyn combos you with traps and kind of just one-shots you. So looking for realms is the worst, but it does mean that Trist is going to start falling very far behind in CS and tower plates as Caitlyn does what she does best and get that early advantage to start looking for her snowball.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, you see Kulu optimize it, right? The dude took biscuits, dude got D shield. He's kind of fine with just sitting back, farming, and weathering the storm. He's got a 10 CS gap right now, and then a little bit of the tower plate getting worn down. But it does seem like they planned for this, as Duddy Brains was able to make some advantage happen top lane, and Ballin was just told, listen, you guys are gonna sit back and relax, sit back and farm. We'll bail you out because Kyovu does have the teleport available and the ultimate in order to lock down, and you can't black shield Camille ult, so that is one of the better top laners to bring to teleport play to gank the Morgana. So
Yeah, and that will be nice, especially with a top wave crashing, pushing out for Kovu, as meanwhile mid lane Duddy Brains is looking for Rally, who does have the flash and the Volibear ult to potentially get away. But instead looks to go back in, does get CC locked. Immediately Hanaho with the Petrifying Gaze finishes him off. Adam Suki shows up just a couple seconds late, forced to flash out immediately, and it will be an extra kill and 3-0 in favor of DBG.
yeah, I have to be curious if Rally knew that he was there, because like being able to steal the volley barrel is amazing for running away. That bonus HP plus the unstoppable would have been great to just ult back to tower. But he completely re-engages, and I assume he thought he had mana, especially for Team Slayer, because maybe he can look to do something. That's a big health conversion. But yeah, he just jumps in and gets absolutely bodied by Hanaho with a nice ultimate there to stun him up. Kyovu looking maybe for the tower plate. He can honestly just walk up and kick it for the tower plate here, but I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd say okay. Let's let
perspective,
the minion do it.
for perspective top laners, you can just like walk up, get your Sheen autos with your Qs there. Nasus might try and trade and slow you, but you can just hookshot away. Might have worried a bit about Echo being in position, so wanted a bit more safety if he just got engaged on. As now another roam from Airtone is sitting in top push with Alistair as Wave is pushing out. Is a bit tricky against Nasus just because of the Wave's position, and Adam Suki is there, so it will be a delayed gank. As they do see Echo on the other ward, so now the TJ laner's going in right into 3, but I think Duddy Brain showed a bit too early, and they probably call off the play.
Duddy ruined it. We know the lane's gonna push out long for Nasus, so he's kind of in a lose-lose situation. We do see the spellbook come out. He swapped out the teleport that's on cooldown for flash, so now he actually has two combat summoners to extra mobility around. It's actually really difficult relative to earlier to kill Nasus right now because he's got the ultimate available and he has flash and ghost. As we see a cross map fight happening, directed camera not knowing where to go.
Yeah, as Rally is going to go forward, does manage to steal the Alistair ult, burns his flash now to get away. Stun is going to land, of course, as he will manage to get out, does blow ult and some, so that's nice. As meanwhile in the bot lane, Kulu is just in a very unfortunate spot, walks a bit too close, jumps, flashes away from the trap, but Daniel Clark does have that ace in the hole, and just a bit too far from Kulu, not knowing where to run, will give over a first kill for Glacial Mingos.
Yeah, nice little kill. Glad to see a little bit of punishment come out. The cleanse completely useless against that dive, right? If he has heal, he maybe survives that Caitlyn ult. Just because Noon Quiver doesn't provide that much damage for the Caitlyn ult. But that's pretty much the point and click version of that combo, right? You walk up with Morgana ult, that's not a skill shot. You use the Caitlyn ult, that's not a skill shot in order to pull off that dive. So that's the noob friendly dive for all y'all looking for it. it's pretty easy conversion if you're able to just run up with Morgana there. As we see,
Yeah,
ooh,
ooh,
nice
that was
Black
a
Shield.
snap Black Shield from Gabe Kochki. Will manage to make Aritone, forced to kite away. Hulu hanging back a bit, might have been able to jump forward, I think, look for a bit of combo, but does have to worry about double summons from Chandler Clark and flash still for Gabe Kochki. So in the end, just really, really nice response to get the flash out of Alistair. Checks Dragon a second too late from Betty Brains, and it will be a nice advantage for Glacial Mingos.
Honestly, the amount of reflexes you have
Yeah,
to
as
have. Oh my
nice
gosh.
petrifying gaze. Rally goes in a bit forward, eats the stun, sidestep from the E, and a nice solo kill mid to try and get something back. Well played from Hanaho.
Yeah, good timing there on Hanaho to Petrifying Gaze the Kingslayer there. He's going in to cash in an absolute monstrous amount of HP, but when it's met with a perfect stun like that, Hanaho able to come ahead pretty big, able to, he's got his items and he's going to go be able to cash in pretty huge. Oh, as we see
Yeah, meanwhile,
some
all in
damage.
bot side, and meanwhile going all in top as well. Nasus does have the ult. Volibear will turn off the tower. I don't believe he got the damage, but with that extra damage not there, Kovu will go forward, flash away from Duddy Brains, and with the flash forward, Kovu will be able to finish him off and get yet another punish onto TJ Lanier.
Honestly, a really good dive, and the way that the tower aggro was juggled. I know pretty big noob traps sometimes whenever you're diving with the Volibear as the top laner. If you walk in and the tower gets disabled by Volibear, you still hold the aggro. So when the tower like wakes up, it's going to shoot the Camille. But we saw Kyobu walk out and walk back in order to reset that dead tower aggro. So that was a good to keep that in mind, honestly.
Yeah, as now a
That's
bait going
important.
into Ansuki. Alistair combo, I do think he will be able to manage the ult. Eddie Brains eats the damage, doesn't have the Volibear, but it doesn't matter. Walk Sword, Ignite will take down from Airtone, kill onto Adamsuki, who tried just a bit too hard to stop that Herald going down.
Yeah, Kobu, that teleport, honestly not turning into anything. That's just going to mean that Caitlyn's probably going to be able to finish off the 3 tower plates. I'd like to see Herald get dropped in order to be able to snipe away that first tower as we see some aggressive pushing. Hopefully maybe that's what this is for. If they use it on the last 2 plates, they'll be able to take away that advantage from Chandler Clark and Gabe Shikochi that they've worked so hard pushing 1v2. Credit where it's due, Kulu not conceding too much in the bot lane. You know, he is down, 40 CS, but it's 40 CS and not that many tower plates, right? As both ults, both Petrifying Gazes go down.
And flash over from Hanaho, doesn't really dodge too much though, still in melee range, but with the poison and the E spam, does take him down. Flash roll from Adamsuki, says you cannot kill my mid laner, is in the bot lane. Kulu does manage to get the W slow, so manages to almost give the jump reset, gets heal as well, as, that Q landed, which means Ace in the hole comes out, solo kill for Chandler Clark.
Yeah, that's the difference that the summoner heal does. Kulu with no heal is honestly down quite a lot against Chandler Clark. He was able to blow both sums there defensively, but able to get that ultimate on the way out. Pretty big ego check there from Kulu, right? He's just walking forward aggressively.
Airtone, meanwhile, is kind of running the wrong way, but TP now coming in for Hanaho. Double knock-up into Duddy Brains' CC. Adamsuki gets away from the Yasmin, so won't go down. Double stun as well. Gave Kochki with the ult and the follow-up. Will manage to make it 1 kill favor for Glacial Mingos. As Adamsuki might turn a bit around, he just walks into Volibear stun. Wanted to look for the ult, can't get it. And meanwhile, Kovu goes forward, manages to get the flash from Gabe Kochki as well. And so, bit of an overstep from Glacial Mingos to give over the free kill.
Yeah, Hanaho now pretty ahead on Cassiopeia as the difference in the solo lanes for the side of Deadbro Gaming is going to be what it's going to be. Top side versus bot side of the map advantage that we see relatively commonly whenever you see Morgana Caitlyn, right? That lane either completely smashes the bottom side of the map or ends up becoming entirely useless. So this is going to be one of those games where it's up to Caitlyn to find some nice traps, not get double dove by unstoppable Volibear and lock down Camille. Camille is opting, Kyobo is opting to build Divine Sunderer this game. Going to be a lot more split push oriented, being able to kill TJ Lanier's preferred instead of team fight oriented with the Triforce in order to be able to do more damage to the squishier members of Glacial Mingos here. So that's an interesting adaptation. I personally would have rather have seen the Triforce because like the damage difference on Camille versus tanks is relatively negligible because like the bonus base AD that you're getting on the 5 auto attacks from Triforce is very easy to reach against tanks. However, against squishies, like the damage difference is huge. Divine Sunder versus Triforce. You'd rather have the Triforce almost every single day of the week.
Yeah, as I'll go back to the point of items because I do disagree and think Syndra is better, as Hanaho is going to get collapsed on bot, pushed way too far forward. For on their way down, manages to ult rally, but he's just going to kite away. Echo coming in, stun lands as well. He's going to go down pretty easy. Might be an opportunity to get mid tower. You do have Trist to not get down, just have to worry about getting collapsed on, moving down as well. But I do kind of like going Divine Sunder a bit more into the Nasus because you already kind of one-shot backline anyway with your Q if you have follow-up. If you're alone, you're probably getting CC locked by like more binding into trap. As it looks like contesting another Black Shield. Great reaction. Airtone not able to get the stun as Culo goes straight far forward. Volibear doesn't make the wall, but it doesn't matter with just how overloaded it is. Rally did not get the memo they were defending mid. He went jungle instead, and now they are in a 2v3 fight. Jump over from Culo, trying to get his W reset, but flash forward from Rally. That looks like the change just didn't go. He's still managing to go forward though. Silas with Alistar ult is honestly almost impossible to deal with. Still goes down though, 2 Dirty Brains. Adam Suki now kiting away. Hanaho running up top will manage to stop TG Laning from getting too much, and a nice kill advantage for Dead Bros Gaming.
This is the patch, right, where Divine Sunder lost 5 AD, which is, you know, a little bit noticeable when it comes to the amount of damage that you're going to be doing to squishies. I do like the adaptation of throwing Hanaho up here against TJ Linear. Probably one of the better champions to match in Nasus is Cassiopeia. It's just so easy to land all your poisons and get the resets. And he doesn't have Phase Rush, but, you know, Phase Rush would be like a nice little cleanse on the Wither, if that is the case.
Yeah.
Dragon picked up for the side of Dudbro Gaming off that previous victory. A little bit, you know, slow on the pickup there, but, you know, respawn timers were a thing, and they were just able to pick it up relatively relaxed and still able to maintain that lead as we got to see the clash between the top side versus bot side there in that team fight. Chandler Clark giving away his shutdown, and I do like, speaking of champs, I do like Divine Sunder on the Duddy Brains has the Divine Sunder. I think it's absolutely nuts on Volibear.
Yes. Yeah, I also really like on Volibear. You get great synergy with your W for easy application because it counts as an auto. You get the heal as well to buy you time to get maybe a second Frenzy Ball. As Hano is going to land on him, barely misses the stun, and is exhausted by TG Linear, who is coasting forward, is going to be able to get a lot of damage down, and we see the Kane coming down. He might be 0-3, now 1-3, but it doesn't matter. Is he able to finish off Kovu, but is a 2-for-1 with 2-on-1 in which TG Lanier still gets the kill while having no mythic, being super far down.
You know, that's a little bit of Caster's curse, right? Dude has 0 MR items, and I say that he's got the that Hanaho has the advantage, and just immediately gets bodied by TG Lanier as the team fight breaks out.
Fight mid airtone burst ult and is able to down. They do get Echo ult as well and the Black Shield from him. But the binding over the wall will manage to stop Kovu from hookshotting over, as you can tell that Dudbro really want to get this mid tower down, but aren't quite able to push
fighting
up
on a
through the
dead
Kate
tower.
tower.
I'm pretty sure Volibear just kills that tower just on landing. Like they have a lot of false confidence if they're fighting on that dead tower there. That I'm pretty sure Dudbro Gaming can just press the gas and like run them over there. Cooldowns
Yeah,
permit.
as meanwhile flash forward from Duddy Brains, no Black Shield this time, will ult on top as well. Chandler Clark forced to burn his own flash to get away, has the Gale Force as well to create distance. That means shutdown is going to go down onto Duddy Brains. Now looking farther forward, Alistar had no ult from the previous engagement, so he is very squishy, goes down. TPN from Hanaho means he is now trapped alone, he's going to get bound. Ace in the hold, Chandler Clark picks up his kill, and quite a disaster in the mid lane as Dudbro way overstepped.
Right, this is too much Caster curse. The moment I say Dudbro Gaming should press the gas, they go forward with Duddy Brains, and you know he dies, and kind of one of those file in one at a time for Caitlyn Morgana to be able to shoot down. Well, you know, Chandler Clark showing what's up with with the Caitlyn. He's able to pick up those kills, and then TJ Lanier now has the Divine Sunder completed. I'm pretty sure he's doing more damage now as a 1-4 Nasus, at least having more impact in these fights than Kyovu's doing with that lead that he got. So just Nasus things, you know.
Yeah. And this is kind of why I think Nasus is a bit slept on, just in terms of, because you can put him down, but at 6 he 1v1s, I think, most champions just by virtue of how many Qs he can get off. His slow is extremely obnoxious to play against. Has the armor shred as well, so there will be a point where he just 1v1s you. Like, I'm pretty sure even with the kill lead and everything that's going on, Kovu would lose just straight 1v1 where Nasus has pressed R and there's no hook shot to get away. And it's just one of the strengths of the champion that lets him do that kind of thing. Kind of why I mentioned I like the Divine Sunder, to let you sustain a bit through that ult and like maybe be able to disengage instead of just getting like 4-shot with Qs from TJ Lanier. So this way you can sustain a bit through it. But yeah, going through it, the fight, Betty Brains goes in, just doesn't have follow-up. Kovu wasn't in position to get on the Caitlyn as well. So kites away with Flash and Gale Force and gets the kills and get this game right back to even gold.
Yeah, mid lane tower does fall, but no champions are around to pick up the local gold there for the side of Dudbro Gaming. Now, is it possible to check on the NASA stacks, cameraman? Because I'm very curious as to how many he's sitting on. 399. So 399 at 20 minutes, that's honestly really, really good, especially considering he was 1 and 4. Like, he's cruising. This Nasus is going to be like super terrifying. He's got the Herald too, so if he ever gets left alone in a side lane, that's inhib / end threat if they're able to stop ports. So there's going to be some Kayn action.
Yeah, as meanwhile in the bot lane, Hanaho once again pushing too far up in the bot lane. We've seen this before. Black shielded his own Shrimpfying Gaze, rallies, does connect, and 40 seconds before drag spawns, we do have Mingos with the man up. Although no TP, and now they're looking forward. There's going to flash over the wall. Headbutts Chandler Clark into tower. Really good pickup. Betty Brains manages to secure the kill with the tower shot. And we go right back to it. But do keep an eye on top lane. Nasus has a big stacked minion wave. Has the Herald as well. But Kovu decides we aren't waiting for that. He goes in instead. Manages to pick up Gage Kochki. Now Adam Suki flashing over. Kyulu really wants blood. He has the bomb on his head. Will force the ult back. Goes forward. Kovu isn't quite in range. And they are going to give it up. And now you really do need to send someone back to stop the Herald TJ lane. It is going to be Hanaho, who will probably lose the inner tower all the same, but might be able to save the inhib turret. And it will be Dragon picked up, I believe, for Dubro as, yeah, Rally. You don't want to go into that Adam Suki's zone by Airtone, who actually misses headbutt, and he's just gonna kill himself, I guess. Kovu does go over the wall to save him and burns the ult. But overall, kill lead advantage for Dubros and get the dragon in exchange for both top towers. And Ghost and TJ Laners does get the immediate flash over, but Wither Slow is disgusting. He is going to get 3-shot by Qs, and now he is going to look for, and Rally turned off the tower as well. He's going to be able to pick off Betty Brain's shield though. Wait for W, gets it back. Oh, Kingslayer on his own for Rally, but does still manage to go down. Alistair goes top to save the tower, but leaves it low enough that anytime TJ Lanier gets a wave pushed, he will be able to take it down.
Yeah, so a nice split push there from TJ Linear. No Petrifying Gaze available for Hanaho there. We got to see it earlier what happens when Hanaho uses Petrifying Gaze at the very start of the fight. He still loses. And now with no Petrifying Gaze, it's just an easy... Is it +6 still for Nasus, or did they change it to be like +12 or something on champion kills?
I know, I want to say it's +12 for cannons, and I would assume it's the same for champs, as Airtone is pretty dead. He used ult to save himself from Echo, caught behind Black Shield, and yeah, he's just going to go down, and now you do have to worry about Baron startup. TJ Lane, you're a bit low on mana, so he isn't exactly able to do this fighting, but coming off the resets and the vision, a bit of a threat as Chandler Clark steps up a bit hard. I think if Kulo had perfect knowledge of enemy champs, he could have jumped over and maybe picked up the kill, but didn't, so didn't want to go over just to die immediately. And it will just be positioning as we see Rally running bot lane and no Baron startup attempted.
Yeah, absolutely. And we do see Rally's, heading down bot lane, has the teleport available for the cross map. Teleport's available for all solo laners, so I guess they're going to send Hanaho down in order to match Rally down there. I think at this stage in the game, Rally does fine against Cassiopeia, especially with the Cosmic Drive completed. He's able to, be a little bit more stickier, has the stopwatch available that Hanaho doesn't. So worst case scenario, you can just pop the stopwatch and bait out another heal for the Kingslayer. The only neutral for the next 3 minutes on the map is the Baron, so it's going to be kind of like a who's able to find what pick with what team. Camille, opting for the base here, as the Baron threat from the bottom lane push is rising, and then TJ Lanier is going to be able to basically push out that entire wave. Anathema's chain's picked up. I'm not sure who that's on.
Yeah, I would say it's probably on Camille, just because that's who I would anticipate going with some split push. I don't know if that's great, because I don't believe that it would cancel true damage. Like, it shouldn't cancel true damage. True damage. Yeah, I would be very surprised if Riot left it to be able to reduce true damage by 30%. That'd be kind of nuts. And a lot of Camille's damage is true. So even with a different item, I think that you can do fine. And I think that if Nasus is in the same lane, you just pop ult and start bopping tower. If Camille's sitting next to it, and like if she tries to fight you, you just bop her instead and get the kill. Of course, there is no tower top, and now he's looking for Kovu, but Kovu has help. coming in. Duddy Brains is looking for it, gets a stun. That's a lot of chunk. TJ and Lanier looking for all the king stacks. You can see just how well he can do. But with Alistair to CC, the last combo, no more hit. And it will be a free pick in the side lane for Dubro.
Yeah, able to kill that Nasus. You know, raid boss down. Gonna be able to actually look for their own Baron threat. However, we do have Rally pushing down the bot tower, so we're trading a Nasus go for a tower and then a Baron start. Spawn timer 30 seconds for this Baron. They do have, you know, pretty good damage on it. Tristana casts some of the better Baron takers.
Oh, Cassio's airtime flashes over well, but again misses combo. Has not had a lot of luck for that. Gabe Kochki, meanwhile, running in the middle of 4 with the Black Shield on, trying to get the combo down. No Zanyas, and they aren't able to quite burst him off as Adam Suki binding lanes onto Q. That's going to force his plans. Short jump isn't going to be able to do a lot. He gets picked up in the side lane as well. Now Rally fighting Kova in the meantime, just one-shots him from half HP. Both the side laners decided not to TP, but it is Glacial Mingos who win the fight at Baron and will probably secure the objective.
Actually, TJ Laney's teleporting bot. Gonna have that Baron empowered push coming here, and then a nice little over the wall, both jungles out of the pit.
That was a big execute from Dudros, and now Gabe Kochki's gonna die in the pit solo. Adam Suki wanted to go over, keep Duddy Range from getting in and stealing, but instead just gives his life as, yeah, now you see TJ Lanier, you just pop ult under tower, start hitting it. If Kovu walks up, you beat him in the 1v1. But now, of course, ult's running out, and Airtone is able to respawn from base, coming back forward. He's getting really low though, doesn't have ult, so TJ Lanier is just gonna bop him again. Now is gonna pop Ghost, but does go down to Hanaho. Really late for that. But securing tower, securing an extra kill on top of it. And yeah, Nasus is, I think, slept on for a reason.
Yeah, Nasus for sure has this gigantic awakening mid-game. People keep thinking he's like this infinite scaling monster, but no, man. This guy turns on mid-game, and he's able to do silly things like that. 1v2 completely popped. Oh, walks through, gets the nice headshot off the trap, as we see.
Yeah, but might have just baited him for Kovu. You just see kind of Camille damage. He is waiting to come up, so he won't go forward with Rally to follow up. But do manage to get the chunk on Caitlyn. Volibear a bit low, but he can heal off of Dragon. This looks like the fight's going to be starting here. No Nasus available, but Alistair is also still walking from base. Yes, not on the outside. I believe you can dash onto it. And that's the binding.
Oh, with the W or the binding, one of the two.
Gabe Kochki just throws it over the wall. No smite from Duddy Lane's misplay from him. That is going to mean Dragons are tied up. Now the fight's starting. Rally is in the middle of things with an Alistair. You do not kill him. Q force to the wall, so that means he's contributing no DPS to the fight. Camille's gonna go forward though, and True Damage ignores Alistair ult. Gonna go forward. Stunlock is landing. This is still 4v5, remember, but the Volibear is gonna go down to the Caitlyn. Hanaho is gonna barely manage to block the hook shot, or the ace in the hole for Kovu, but now he's gonna pay the price for it. Force the flash away from Chandler Clark, but the Peacemaker is gonna come over and finish off the Snake Lady in a 4v5. Glacial Mingos out team fight Dudros for the 1-for-4.
An absolute Glacial Mingos moment as they steal the Baron and come ahead on that team fight, as they're just gonna manage to shove it mid lane. That top lane inhibitor also looking kind of weak. Probably gonna pick that one up. Gonna be interesting if they manage to get a triple inhib. That's a 95% win rate last time I checked for triple inhibitor games. So yeah, looking kind of bleak for the side of Dudbro. Honestly, it could probably.
I would also bump that up to like 99% when you're up against a Nasus of all things.
True.
With triple inhib down. Yeah, apologies to cut you off, but
no, no, that's fine. Nasus has the TP threat when you got Silas and Nasus able to TP into the back door. I don't think they left any wards behind for that, but yeah, absolutely going to be choked out with triple inhib. That's going to mean 2 mega creeps are going to be going down every wave. Camille can kind of clear those relatively fast. You really want a magic damage clear if you're going to be facing that many super creeps, as we see an engage. Just a nice little, trading of no damage, just Divine Sunder things.
Do manage to force the ult out from DJ Lanier though, which is nice to have down, as without that Nasus is much less scary of a champion. Still something to worry about, but you don't have to worry about the 1-second Q just coming out every auto. As meanwhile, you do just get to start up Baron because you have the triple inhib down. TP is up for Rally, but not from Nasus. Double TP as well for Dudbro, so they will at least have a couple people to stay in base and defend. But it is just a really rough spot with double supers, TP threat against you, and enemy with really good ways to zone you off Baron that are going to make it extremely, extremely hard to come back.
Every second that Dubro Gaming spends, sitting here in their red side jungle is moments that these double super creeps are pairing up and doing going to be slowly pushing down. We already have Hanaho struggling to clear these in the top lane, as they're able to chip away. You know, super minions stacked up like that aren't a joke, and you know, if it takes them at least, you know,
Here
20
comes
to 30 seconds to
TP.
clear, that's another wave that's going to reach. An aggressive teleport to start the 4-man Baron on the top side of the map, and then TJ Lanier knows he's a multi-man threat. It's not, Camille is not enough to deal with him. Duddy Brain's maybe going to be looking for an over-the-wall steal.
Oh,
Not,
goes for
no.
and just barely misses out on the smite. I do think that probably could have hold TP for TJ Lanier. Didn't need it right then, as they would have been forced back to base anyway. Use the ADC bot, so you get to start Baron regardless. Maybe save it for a bit more split push threat as the Baron is coming up. But with the kill, they are just going to TP in the base from Rally. You will be in the middle of 3-4 as soon as Q is on healing, but there's just so much damage they're able to get down. Airtown is going to go low. Now Kovu is going to be smacked, shut down for TJ Lanier. He's just running forward now. QV trying to kite away, but you just do no damage to Nasus, even with 3 items and with the super minions coming in with the 5 versus 2 advantage. It is going to be Glacial Mingos taking the series and continue to go undefeated in the regular season.
Yeah, just a nice little roll there from Glacial Mingos. Even though Dubro Game was able to find an advantage in the top lane, that advantage in Anasis ended up feeling like almost nothing when it came to like their team fight presence slash any of the side lane gaming. TJ Lanier really just, you know, playing a very good punching bag slash weak side, as he was able to, you know, neutralize any of the pressure that was put on him.
Yeah, and that's just the kind of advantages that you can get. Nice win for Glacial Mingos. We do have one more game left to stream for the day. We'll be taking a break to get that set up. Going next is MG Mercenaries versus Pigs Might Fly. Don't go anywhere, and we'll see you in a bit. Hello and welcome back to the final game of GRLCS Fall 2021 Platinum Sentinel Division Week 2, as we are going to start off with Pigs Might Fly on the blue team versus MG Mercenaries. On the red side, Pigs Might Fly with Mr. Brumrush in the top lane on Tom Kench, Rembones with Jarvan in the jungle. Smooth is taking Silas mid, and Nidalia and Riv25 with the Kaisa Rel bot.
Rikarano rocking the Shen top lane, second win on Echo Jungle. Nice little action here. Oh, flag and ward drop there from Renbo, so to start it off. Profiteers is doing the Lilia mid with Dark Harvest, and then Zalp and 81,011 is rocking Xayah Leona bot lane. Some nice, double engaged supports from both sides. We see some action and some, pretty mirrored tank tops and engaged jungles. So pretty similar team comps. Now the little standout thing, right, is Profiteers on Lilia mid. Something to note: this was played on the previous patch, right? So all the lane heavy nerfs are not present for this Lilia. So she is a little bit stronger in lane than she is in the games you're gonna be playing here in the upcoming weeks. So it'll be interesting to see if he's able to edge out an advantage using the bonus health regen, I guess, and a little bit of the damage changes that they gave to Lilia. That she's a little bit tankier right now than she is in your live games, as they clear out the ward first thing that Rembones has on his bot lane. Honestly, I know for laners, if you kill the ward, you're able to hit level 2 off the first wave. I don't know how it changes for bot lane. If that's even worth giving to your ADC or to your support or something. But
yeah, it doesn't change anything, I'm pretty sure, with experience-wise.
Ooh, a nice aggressive gank. No flash committed, and honestly, Jarvan comes out lower HP than Prophet there, so Profiteer is probably not enjoying the chunk that he just received, but Jarvan will be able to heal that up just fine with smites. Just the standard Jarvan level 2 cheese gank. I honestly struggle to even call it a cheese gank because it's so standard on Jarvan that that they're gonna go for it, but Smooth's able. Last week we saw Smooth on Victor, piloting a really safe lane phase, standing back. This week, it's a little bit more aggressive. We see Smooth going for that EW start on Silas here as he goes forward. Knocks up the cannon minion. Not ideal, but he is trying to just get that wave pushed, and so are Zelp and 81,011 here in bot lane.
Yeah, as meanwhile we do see Echo kind of hovering mid. Smooth's doing a good job though, hovering bot side, assuming that Echo is on the top side of the map. Something you do as a mid laner to keep yourself safe is just hover the opposite side, but it does put him closer to Leona, who is able to roam up from bot with the entire wave crash they got. Now Smooth's going back forward. Kingslayer's back in for the HP, but will have to blow his Thatch out for Summoner lead for MG Mercenaries.
Yeah, a nice little convergence there. Able to get that, because bot lane conceded completely for the side of Pigs Might Fly. And so 81,011 intelligently coming up mid lane after that concession in order to pressure that lane, get Profiteers a little bit back into the game off that gank. And honestly, things are looking good. Profiteers up flash. Even though he got ganked early, and now Smooth is looking down with no flash, and then he was able to hold on to his teleport, doesn't miss too many minions there, so that's going to be fine. Oh, that recall is going to hurt, that gets interrupted. A nice spot out there from Rembones, and so Profiteers is going to be locked in lane with no mana. Some tank trading, wet noodling going about top lane.
Yeah, minor advantage CS lead, as Rimble is actually going to visit mid again. He is spending a ton of time here. Will burn the flash finally with Smooth in the well-aimed E, but does eat a tower shot and some HP in return for it. Will force Profiteers back, but it is Cannon Wave, which is something that you tend to want to back with, as the Cannon will eat a bunch more tower shots. You don't lose quite as many minions, as Mr. Brumrush is getting aggressive. I feel like he's almost in Shin kill range, but I do have to worry about Tom Kench, who is incredibly annoying to try and all-in and kill.
Especially with those health potions and biscuits still that he's sitting on. It's so hard. The lower Tom Kench gets, the tankier he gets. It's really frustrating to lane against. It's almost like not even worth it. But, he is stacking up grasps, which is how we measure, which tank player is better. Whoever's able to get more grasp procs than the other. Scale into late game aggressively. I'm not even sure if you can read that like right now as easily as you could like NASA stats last game, but in the bot lane we see Zalp is able to keep this wave relatively frozen here as they engage.
Ooh, yeah, that early manages to land on Nidalee, who is going to heal and flash away, but the flash forward from Leona is going to be able to finish him off with the stun and able to pick up first blood for MG Mercenaries as mid lane moves is going to be walking away, doesn't recommit, put himself at second wind's mercy quite yet.
Yeah, a combination of really good wave control there from Zalp, because usually like Xayah has a lot of the wave control compared to Kai'Sa. On top of a pretty clean engage from 81011. On top of that really beautiful layering of the feathers, Zalp's just able to completely rip to shreds Nidella. Some's completely blown. However, Zalp maintains the heal advantage. And Rift 25, you can only peel so hard, right, on Rel, where you've got the knock up and the stun. But it's really, really well coordinated there between Zalp and 81011 to get that kill.
Yeah.
On top of that, that was off of Cole, right? That was a Cole kill. So that's
yeah.
interesting.
And I do think that a bit of it comes down to Riv when Leona went in, used his knockup as Smooth is going to be left under tower, doesn't manage to get enough. Prophet of Tears just kind of walks through it, baits TP out from Mr. Brumrush, who is going to be able to at least catch the wave, but it is another kill advantage for MG Mercenaries.
I'm not sure if Smooths would have been able to Kingslayer there immediately to try to get like a 150 or 200 health heal there, and dodge out on the true damage portion of Prophet of Tears Q.
I think he would have died midair.
Yeah, it would have been very close, but a pretty clean dive. No ignite needed from Prophet of Tears, busting out the Lilia mid. I do think that the nerfs that would have impacted this game, right, if this were played on a modern patch, would definitely have affected the fact that Prophet of Tears was getting away with like 200 or 300 HP pretty consistently earlier in the lane phase.
They did make the nerfs pretty big. They cut her like base health regen in third, I think, which I was watching Freak's patch rundown. He mentioned that's like the biggest single nerf he can recall seeing to a champ other than like removing mechanics entirely. But like a full cutting third of a number is just something that's really, really big. Of course, does make up for it as Smooth is going to go in, has his own sleep to follow up, but does still eat the damage and doesn't really have any follow-up. Didn't save his second part of his Chain Lash, or the second part of his E for the CC follow-up, and so Prophet of Tears just able to wake up and continue on his merry way.
Oh, an aggressive Tom Kench W. Misses the tongue lash, no stun connection to be found. Both top laners, trading shields, trading heals, and just trying to edge out whatever they can in a sustained fight. Now, Tom Kench will come out ahead on these if we're just talking pure sustain, but Shen does have a little bit more damage early with the pass-through blade that he is finding in these trades. Now, something to note, Smooth. Oh. As he gets devoured there.
Yeah, is something you can do with Tom Kench. Just eat him, spit him out. Raikkonen doesn't look like he has the E. Will manage to flash away with being able to dodge the autos. Couldn't quite get that last one from Mr. Brumrush. But it is a free sum taken top as Leona is now roaming up. But with Shen this low, it is risky looking for Tom Kench because Leona, he will heal off of her essentially. So have to kind of be careful but here comes the solar flare. Stun is going to land. Taunt barely catches on as well with the exhaust, but Tom Kench is just such a tanky champion. Now trying to re-engage, going back forward, does have the Grey Hell shield, and now forced to flash away again. And yeah, that's really close, but does manage to live as Smooth is going back in mid, but has the sleep from Prophet of Tears, goes drowsy, gets the damage, not quite the center, but that's a ton of damage from the Q, Ignite ticking down, and Prophet of Tears takes the solo kill.
Yeah, honestly, it's night and day the difference that is happening with Lilia getting to use her ultimate versus Sylas getting to use the ultimate. Now, something I didn't note, but I think I saw it earlier, when Sylas steals Lilia's ultimate, his little chain enhanced auto attacks do apply. The dust like that you would normally need in order to apply the ultimate. It's not normal auto attacks, but it is abilities, and I guess his passive counts as an ability for the sake of that.
As meanwhile in the jungle, Rimbones wanted to contest his blue, didn't want to give it over to Second Wind, but he had no mid laner who's coming back from death. Shen still had ult the entire time, and so he donates another free kill over to make it 4-0 for MG Mercenaries.
MG Mercenaries pulling out a pretty strong early game across the board. Pretty much everybody has a lead, so that's pretty good. as they, some more grasp trading in the top lane continues. I would assume Lilia's going to build Liandry's. That's the most common item built on her, as far as like it just makes sense against the Jarvan, who's going to stack health, and the Tahm Kench who's going to stack health. Like that's a lot of melee to build Liandry's into.
Yeah.
But I am not quite sure where Echo. Probably Echo's going to also get a proto belt. And what Silas is going to opt into. Probably Ludens. We do
I
see
believe
Herald.
Everfrost. Everfrost is usually taken on Silas. Just for the second CC, makes laning your E pretty trivial. It's up low cooldown enough that with your combo you just get to go in with it. You like the extra health from being melee. As we do see potential fight going forward, we'll bait out the Xayah ult, but Rimbones is caught alone. Profiteers roaming down. Flag and Drag is going to be kind of buffered to get away, but the Luna ult follow up. We'll get this done, and will be yet another kill for Prophet of Tears.
Yeah, Prophet of Tears 3-0 with a 300 gold shutdown now, as he prances his way back to mid lane. Oh, a nice taunt connected for some trades. As he gets swallowed up and
now
tossed
have
into the
to be
tower.
careful though. Mini Skarner from the Tahm Kench is able to get it down. Walks back forward into the knockup. Will have his shield as well to get some damage. Trying to get out of minions so he can land the Q. Doesn't manage to get it, but has another pass through. So Shin gets all the autos down. Barely manages to get it. Tries to taunt away, but the autos do have extended range as long as you start them. And Mr. Bumrush gets some signs of life for Pigs with the solo kill top.
There we go. On the board, Pigs might fly, able to get a kill with a solo kill in the top lane. Mr. Bumrush, reminding Raikarano that Tahm Kench can fight off a little more than he can chew, not Shen.
As we'll have to be careful though with second wind. I'm not sure if he has the Abyssal Voyage. Doesn't get it in time. Wanted to probably stun and then voyage away so he wasn't eating damage. But gets one kill, gives one back over. Second wind with the follow up.
Yeah, that's honestly the power of the Echo's W passive. The extra damage against low health targets. Those autos hurt quite a lot. Mr. Bumrush looking for that tongue lash to maybe try to survive, but the XQ damage on Echo is just a little bit too high there. As second one, gets the revenge kill for Raikarana. Dragon coming up here in a minute. Infernal Dragon gonna be good. For both teams, pretty much did it pretty well. So gonna be interesting to see who's able to pick it up. Honestly, you gotta favor MGM, right? Like they've got the really strong Lilia mid lane who has Liandry's completed. First mythic of the game, snowballing with it. As 81,000 is contesting the red buff. Second, Profiteers coming in.
Does have follow-up,
the bowling
but
ball.
barely misses the Swirl Seed, but Rimbones kind of short changes, goes back over. Now they are looking for Profiteers. Miss combo from the Rel though, means isn't quite able to get anyone. Now they are trapped in the Cataclysm. That's a huge sleep as well. Profiteers just prancing on the outside. Here comes the follow-up as well. Shin ult on top of everything. And Kaisa kind of just watches her team die, now has to run away as 4-0 in favor of MG Mercenaries.
Yeah, that's exactly where the Lilia shines. You got to see that 4-man ultimate on all the melee champions of the side of Pigs Might Fly. Just Profiteers coming in with the mythic, cleaning up, sweeping up house. Pretty clean action there from MGM.
Yeah, and I'm not sure things really get easier from Pigs for this point forward with such a huge gold lead as well. Their comp is pretty low damage. All things considered, you have double tank top with Jarvan TK. Silas, especially when behind, is a very low damage mid. Kaisa needs like 3-4 items before she really starts to shred people, especially when they're tankier and having to deal with like Shen, Leona, even Echo with his reset. Just not a lot, and like even if you get a huge Rel combo, not a ton of follow-up, the Smooth is going to drop the sleep mid. Doesn't have the follow-up stun, but is starting to get a lot of damage down. Misses at the end, now Profiteers kind of dancing around, and just look at how much health, 22 per tick, is trying to run away. His second wind is following up, and Smooth's doubled back a little bit, but he is trying to bait him into Mr. Bumrush with Kingslayer, but no follow-up quite yet, and it is just going to be everyone walking away. Until second one flows back forward. Okay, they are just walking away.
Alright, sweet. Now it is worth noting, it's not optimized for the healing, but it's still so much that Prophet of Tears is having, right? Like if you wanted more healing, I'm sure you could run Conqueror instead of Dark Harvest, but this Dark Harvest, when you're this ahead, is worth so much in these fights. Just being able to reset continuously off the melee champions that you're going to be fighting, some pretty good damage and much needed finisher damage. Poor Lilia. Ooh, a failed jump over the wall.
Ooh, yeah, Riv does manage to fail the jump, now trying to whack away, but you are super slow as Rel. Shen has all the follow through plus the Sunfire. Rembone sees it and just decides, I'm going back to farming as there is no way to save you. Does flash over the wall to save it, but now Zalt is getting a ton of damage on this move, so is forced to flash the ult, and yet again, another couple of summoners for nothing, lost for pigs.
Yeah, just 1 in 10. That's the mid lane tower dropping. They don't really have that much wave clear to have defended it with, so it's not the end of the world. I'm sure that was just going to be like a standard drop. It's not like previous games where we had like a Jhin / Sage defending it, but it is just more room for them to play with as Leona's just going to run around and try to generate picks. Here we see an attempt on Mr. Bumrush. Just kidding. Walking away, and Mr. Bumrush gets out. That Tom Kench Voyage is able to get him out pretty easily there.
Yeah, and now going back to it, there is only one outer tower left for MG Mercenaries to try and pick up, as well as the fact that with Rift Herald spawning, they will almost certainly be looking at the top side of the map. I do think that it's right for Smooths to be in the bot lane here. You want to pick up as much waves as you can, possibly even look for a tower, as there's nothing you can do top side. At this point, you're way too far behind to look for any kind of team fight. So just get all the gold that you can. Riker could probably reset and go match him, just to make sure nothing is lost, but it looks like he is just going to continue in his 1v1 fight top like you do. Honorable gentleman's agreement up there. The rest of the map doesn't matter until it's time to shin ult someone, as now we do see them, MG Mercenaries, hovering back to pick up the Herald.
Yeah, Rekarana with the Shenel and the teleport up compared to Mr. Bumrush, he's perfectly fine just hand trading, farming into infinity against Tom Kench. The Tom Kench, Swallow would be very value against the Leonel as we continue to see them trade. Only one Tom Kench lick was actually able to land it. That's one of the benefits of having Shen. Oh, an aggressive engage there.
Yeah, there is still flash on Xayah and the Shen ult as well, so she's just going to try and tank through it, but waits a bit too long, is going to go down, shut down for Nadella. That's a big pickup, as I've halted on the top side from Smooth's TP, but now he's going in Echo's ult back out. Riker is going to land the taunt though, and it is still a 4-for-2 in the end. Second win goes on a killing spree, picking up Mr. Bumrush.
And Zalp saving his flash for next series, as we see him just not want to flash out of Drive and Cataclysm, but still able to take an advantage there. MGM makes a play elsewhere as they lose their mid tower, but trade it for a top tower off and a Herald push.
Yeah, and there's very little Smooths can do here to stop this Herald push. You are on Silas, you cannot walk up to clear the minion wave, so it is going to be another tower down. We do see Riv kind of hovering, could have looked for a flank, but no follow-up whatsoever. Jarvan on bot side trying to steal a couple of camps or maybe just get vision for the dragon coming up. Do clean up Herald, but another couple towers down top. Now 8k gold lead for MG Mercenaries. Dragon spawning in a minute, they will have complete control over, and this game continues to look very bleak for Pigs Might Fly.
We see Essence River being built towards for Zelp. I do tend to like it, especially if you're going Gale Force, because you're able to find a little bit better snares with it. The CDR is pretty valuable. Plus, you just never run out of mana on Xayah. Now against this many melees, the attack speed's a little bit like the value of not having the attack speed is felt, because you're not able to take as much advantage of your passive, just laying down feathers and ripping ease. But the CDR kind of makes up for that, right? You're able to get more ease per fight. So it's kind of trades, honestly, playstyle preference at that point. But with Gale Force, right, you're not losing too much on the DPS side of things compared to like if you were Kraken Slayer, where the attack speed would be a little bit more prioritized. We just see both teams, getting ready. Leona jumps over the wall.
As Mr. Verge is going to face check. Now they're cut off in the middle of 3. No DPS in position. Idalia going to try and get a bit of damage on the side. Smooth just now arriving. They do manage to get at least 2 over the wall, but Leona is going to follow. Now with Zol picking up the soul kill. Smooth's kind of cut off though. He does not have Zanya's. Rimbone's trying to fight the Leona on the bot side. Is going to flash out a Cataclysm. Fight drop the wall, goes over. Finally 1 kill for Nidalia. But on the other side, it is just unstoppable for Profiteers as we see it pop up on screen. They are way too tanky, do way too much damage. That's a lot of burn between the what I assume is Ignite and the Leandries and the Dark Harvest proccing at the end for a 4-for-1 team fight in favor of MG Mercenaries.
That wasn't even their ideal setup. Like that was pretty awkward going in 81,011 just ISO, and then Profiteers not there for the initial scrap between all the melees to start laying down the Leandries pain. But even through it, they just have such a massive lead that they're able to win that fight pretty decisively, only dropping 1, and then they'll be able to pick up this Earth Drake. which you know is going to pay its dividends on the Shen and on the Leona, as both of
Yeah.
those really like those Earth Drakes and the Earth Soul coming up later.
Yeah, and especially when you're playing a low damage comp like Pigs and are this far behind, having a Mountain Dragon that just makes them that much tankier, that much harder to get picks, that much harder to last through team fights, it's probably the worst one besides Ocean that you could see for enemy team, just because the avenue to get back is looking for a pick of some kind, but now it's even harder. And especially with so many double items coming through, it's barely mythics for Pigs Might Fly, as Ramones is going to get away from the stun, but you just kind of see the difference in items and how much more damage is. Mr. Bumrush is going to get picked off top, trying to push the wave a bit too far. There goes Profiteers, their stun lock from 81,011, and he will go down with the support picking up a kill for all his hard work.
Hey man, you gotta pick him up where you see him, right? He earned that one fair and square. He probably called that play out. You know, 81,011 looking for those side laners on Leona. He said that one's mine. Get me on the kill board as they start up this Baron.
Yeah, and there is absolutely nothing Pigs Might Fly can do 10k down with a member finished as well. No way to face check, no way to contest it all. Baron is picked up for MG Mercenaries to extend the gold lead to over 11,000. They're going to probably pick up Zhonya's for Lilia as we see it finish there. Echo's probably going to have Nashor's next time he resets. Shen should have his item done. 2 items for Zaya, and yeah, it's just looking incredibly over.
Yeah, I would have personally, I don't know if you had the money for it, I would have liked to see Second Wind just finish up the Magi's. If you're already sitting on 10 Dark Seal stacks, that movement speed is pretty massive for Echo to hit. I don't know if you had the money for it, but
I
he
think he
seems
still
pretty
hasn't
fed.
bought yet, so I'm pretty sure he has money.
Okay, I thought, okay, so maybe that's what he's doing, just running around to pinch pennies to try to finish up that Magi's.
Yeah. I do think, though, that this does pretty bad not to reset, because I assume he's sitting on a lot of gold. A little bit of a fight in the jungle as Riv is kind of caught out. We'll probably need to jump away. But yeah, I think it's a pretty big mistake not to back here. You want to be pushing with your team with as much gold as you can get. Like, you're sitting on a lot, so get it. Just make it even harder to fight. Push with your team, make use of Baron. But team fight's going to start in the jungle. In the meantime, big 3-man rel combo, but as we said, there is no follow-up. Profiteers goes godlike just with the Q, chasing over the wall. No damage to come in. Smooth finally managed to pick up Leona once again as Mr. Bumrush is trying to kite away from the Lilia, but Slow's going to land almost in range. There is the final pickup on the kill. Stunned under tower, but it's just so much move speed. So far behind. Zanya's as well to bait Second Wind. He's going to go down, but well timed from Raikarano is going to be finished off. Will die to tower, but in the end, 4-for-2 team fight. MG Mercenaries pushing down inhibs and looking to close out the game.
Yeah, Profiteers just running around doing whatever he wants. He flashes into the base aggressively. Like to see that. And able to pick up those kills on all those melee champs. Pretty cool, pretty fun. We did get to see the one tangential used defensively, right? To peel away from the Leona. And honestly, they were playing the fight pretty well. Pigs Might Fly there. It's just this gold lead is so enormous for them to have to fight through. And the comp is also just really good at punishing with the Lilia and the Xayah. They punish melees so incredibly well. It's really difficult. Ooh, we might see an engage that's actually lands here. No ult available for Self.
Yeah, that is something you can look for. TP as well from Smooths in the backline. Slow, not the root, but it doesn't matter. You have the chain for the follow-up. No ult on Zulp, so we'll be able to actually get a pretty nice pick with chain and flash as Smooths is looking for Second Wind, but goes right into respawning 81,011 and will just make it a 1-for-1 once again.
One of the more underwhelming ults to steal in the game for sure. Smooth's taking the Xayah ult. It's like invulnerability frames. I guess they buffed the damage like here recently, but like honestly, it's not the same watching a Xayah ult go out if the feathers never come back in. Smooth's just dying there after chasing aggressively with the feather storm.
Yeah, and now there's 45 seconds on the dragon. This is Mountain Soul, and you thought that team fights looked bad beforehand. It's going to be even worse when just no one dies from MG Mercenaries because of the shield and the resistances. No damage. Nice. Raikarano got that. Not. I thought I saw it like 300 health, so I'm wondering what that last like huge burst of damage was. But yeah, now Pigs are still in the base as it's spawning with 20 seconds out, so they are going to be face checking a Leona, an Echo, a Shen, and it's probably not contestable, but you kind of need to as well. As now Rimbones is going to be jumped on by Second Wind, who does have Nashor's done. Ult comes out, just finishes him off immediately. Rip 25 in the front line does manage to get at least a bit of CC, but it doesn't matter. Nidalee finished off as well, and this fight is a massacre. Prophet of Tears does manage to finally go legendary. Drowsy's up, Mr. Bumrush is going to chase him down. Triple kill for second win in the jungle, and this will be closeout of the game and a victory for MG Mercenaries in the series.
Yeah, a nice little, triple kill there to finish it out. For second wind, he did finish the Nashers. No Magi's, just said casters, listen, I know what I'm doing. Here's a triple kill, now be quiet, and they're gonna, pick up the win here for MGM. Gonna continue their streak and be 2-0 after this. Congratulations.
Yep, really nice win from them. Just able to kind of outplay at every circumstance, getting the early kills, getting away from the early ganks that Ramones tried to do, and just had more pressure, kind of smothered, snowballed the game, took it over, and that will be the last game of our stream tonight, finishing up week 2 of Platinum Capped. Next week as well, we will have probably a similar schedule of the Sentinel division being Thursday, so we will have more games then that we would love for you all to see. Thank you all for coming, and have a good night.
Good night, everyone.